Live from Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, we welcome you to Wake Up Cullman. So, I have a bone to pick with you. I tried to call you yesterday, and you would not answer.
Yeah, I tried to text you, and you didn't answer.
Well, it seems we have a bit of a problem there.
Seems like everyone had a problem in Cullman yesterday. So, in case you weren't aware, which I pretty much feel like that's impossible.
Anyone with a cell phone, at least.
Very true. The whole area received this, I don't know, countywide, citywide time where no one could contact each other. There was no service.
Apparently, there was some sort of hardware issues that affected all carriers in certain areas.
Yes, like a lot of the people affected were throughout the Tennessee Valley. And so, I mean, I went on downdetector.com when we were at work yesterday, and I looked, and there was Florence and Cullman and Moulton and just all of these different places affected, and everyone was freaking out on Facebook. Apparently, if you could connect to Wi-Fi, you could still submit your text messages, and it would go through.
If you're lucky enough to have an iPhone service.
Yes, that's true.
Us Android users were just kind of like, hey, okay.
Yeah, it was only iPhone to iPhone, and if you could connect to Wi-Fi. So, some creative hacking on that part as far as figuring out that it could do that, because I just read online and saw where I could actually do that, and I was finally could,
start talking back to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun at all. That was terrible, no. And it made a lot of people panic. I noticed that one of the things I've read about the incident was that police dispatchers in the area were having to go back to radio communications instead of cellular communications because there were none. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it's always good to have a backup method of communication anyway. But, in our technological age, we hardly ever have to worry about that. But, having that happen just kind of reinforces the fact that we do need to have a secondary command of communication.
They still, from what I read, the representatives of the companies that the services went down for stated that if you had a landline, that was the safest form of communication, though in certain cases landlines actually were down themselves. So I guess at that point you just smoke signal somebody.
That's so
flashlights, Morse code, something.
Yes.
Just anything you could get. It'd probably be better than just sitting in the dark on stuff.
Well, and also in other news, have you heard about the man from at UAB that may potentially have Ebola?
I've heard wind of this. I've not heard anything outside of the potential that has happened.
Well, apparently a man has been checked into UAB. He's exhibiting potential Ebola symptoms, but they are running tests. He was admitted last night, and 8 other people came into contact with him, so all of those 8 people are being quarantined. Further tests are being ran. The state health department has been alerted. The CDC has been alerted, so we'll just await further news about that. But what a surprise. That laid kind of dormant for a few months, and now we've yet again had
here
another
comes springing back up in our wonderful state. And Florida had a case, Georgia had the center that most people were being sent to. So the surrounding states in our area have handled this very well, and I'm sure that with what information we've gained in terms of quarantine and how to treat this, I'm sure that we'll pick right up where they left off, which is fantastic because Ebola is not something to mess with. That's especially in this state. Things travel fast here.
Yes, no, and it travels fast everywhere, and it's a scary, very, very, very scary disease to deal with. So yeah, hopefully we'll hear some more news about that later today.
All right. Well, besides all the terrifying Ebola, let's get into things that people actually want to hear about, which is free food. Now, we offer a lot of services on this show that try to help the public, but I think our easiest one to talk about is the fact that we give out free food, and we have some awesome sponsors, and one of them in particular we like to highlight every day. So if you can go and check out our Facebook page and check out who our sponsor of the day is, you could potentially win some awesome prizes. So let's take a look at what those prizes are. All right, today you can win an awesome free sausage biscuit from Bojangles, and if you haven't had those are great, great biscuits. You can win a free bag of apples from Steel Orchard, and that's 20 different varieties of apples in one location that you can get just in this large gift basket. It's fantastic. And then Mad Dog Mike's famous family barbecue pack. That's the pound of meat, the 2 16-ounce sides, and the 4 buns. This is great value, and again, it's absolutely free to you. So definitely check our Facebook page and then give us a call at 256-734-7399. That's 256-734-7399. So definitely give us a call. Make sure that you let us know who that sponsor of the day is, because you do not want to lose that opportunity.
Very true. And now it's time for our Facebook friend of the day. And our Facebook friend of the day is John Williams. He likes ESPN and Pause for a Cause. We would like to give John a free large barbecue sandwich from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue.
All right. A lot of you, I won't tell you, but you've seen Mr. Williams before here. You've seen him, so just pay attention to the channel and see if you can spot him again later on. So we've got some cool things going on, but today is kind of different vibe for us because in our Discover Cullman, we have some history of Cullman. We've actually got 2 gentlemen here who are going to go a little more in depth with some things that you may not necessarily know about Cullman.
A lot of people don't know that Cullman is a German-founded town. So, of course, we have Oktoberfest, and lots of people know that we have, kind of like a German roots, but they don't know exactly where it comes from, and that's going to be something that we get into with them. So we are really excited to have Ernest Hawk and Steve Sides with Friends of Frankweiler.
Yes, and we're excited to talk to them. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about what it is that Cullman actually is founded on. So definitely stay tuned with us, and we'll be right back.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
All right, guys, and welcome back. We are here with our friends that are Friends of Frankweiler. So if we can have y'all introduce yourselves.
I'm Ernest Houck, and I'm president of the organization.
I'm Steve Sides. I'm vice president.
Awesome, and I know y'all also have, day jobs, so can you tell us where you come from with that?
Sure, I'm principal at Sacred Heart Elementary School.
And I'm executive director of Cullman, the Cullman Housing Authority.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well,
I
thank
should
you.
have said
work there.
executive principal, then I'd at least sound equal.
Yeah, well.
It's that title. It's that forefront for the title. It's all every time.
Executive, distinguished. All right, awesome. Well, so can you tell us a little bit about exactly what Friends of Frankweiler is, in case people are not aware of this organization?
Sure. Back in 1987, the city of Cullman and the village of Frankweiler in Germany became sister cities. And the purpose of this, or the reason for it, was because Colonel Cullman came from Frankweiler. And the whole idea started with really from the Centennial. So the whole purpose of Friends of Frankweiler is to continue to develop friendships, reminding us of our heritage, and keeping alive the idea that we are a German community, even though we're a diverse community. Our roots are in Germany, and to help us develop friendships with people who are still in Frankweiler, almost like your distant cousins that you want to get to know.
Well, that sounds like fun. For those of you who don't know, what exactly is considered to be a sister city?
I guess it's just an agreement between the two cities that they want to maintain that cultural relationship.
And when did this agreement with Frankweiler take place? What year?
In 1987, as Ernest had said, the Centennial kind of got things kicked off, which was in 1973. We had a couple of folks that came over from Frankweiler in 1975. And Stanley Johnson, who was principal at Cullman Middle School for several years, is a distant relative of Colonel Cullman. So with all of that, that kind of got everyone excited about doing something with Frankweiler and building that heritage that we have. And through those talks and negotiations, there's my dad, Mayor Jack Sides, was the first in 1987. Delegation went over there, and it was the Friends of Frankweiler, and I think we had a couple of, well, he was mayor, and then we had some other councilmen that went as well, and then some of the group of Friends of Frankweiler, and signed the document and became sister cities.
So I know you guys were telling us earlier that you guys travel over there every 4 years. They travel over here every 4 years. So really every 2 years, one of y'all are traveling over to see each other.
Right.
So it really is like family.
Well, and like I said, that's what we're promoting, is a reminder of our heritage and a reminder of the fact that many people in Cullman came from people of Frankweiler.
Absolutely.
And they're wonderful. They are wonderful people.
Mm-hmm. And you know, with the growing success rate that we've had with the automotive industry and Rayhow and things like that, we've had a lot of people from Germany just relocate here to Cullman. And a lot of them have said they felt really at home, which is great. Can you guys tell us a little bit about how it felt to go visit Germany?
Oh, it was great. They are the most hospitable people you will ever meet. And when you travel there, it's the expense is just for the airfare. They will house you in their homes or a guest house that's there. Frankweiler is a really small town. It's less than 1,000. It's 500, 700
it's a
people.
Small village in the wine country.
And Frankweiler is in the southwestern portion of Germany, and I think it's 30 miles from the French border. So it's nothing but vineyards in that area, and but they're very hospitable. While you're there, they treat you as royalty. They have excursions to the local areas. You go through some of the wineries there. When they come here, we house them in some of the members' homes. That we'll do excursions, take them to Huntsville to the Space and Rocket Center. Mayor Steese, I think in 1991 or 93, when they came over, Dad was mayor at that time too, and they took them down to the Gulf Coast, which would have been a real interesting trip because Daddy didn't speak much German, Mayor Steese didn't speak much English, so here they are on this 3 or 4 day trip and not being able to communicate real well, but they made it, and for somebody from Germany to be able to go to the Gulf Coast is pretty neat for them as well.
That sounds really incredible. So is this option available to anyone to join this organization and maybe possibly have a trip like that?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the reasons we're here today, is we're trying to build up the organization. We would love for younger people, I mean, Steve and I are considered some of the young ones in the group. So we would like to see even younger people who have any interest whatsoever in our heritage to become involved. We have a meeting this Sunday, 2 o'clock at the museum.
Okay.
Margot Tanner, I don't know if you're familiar with Margot, but Margot is from Germany, and correct me if I'm wrong, did she spend a little bit of time in a concentration camp, or some of her family did?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, Margot lives here now, a wonderful person. She's going to give a short presentation of life in Germany. And that's what we're seeking to do, is educate as well as have some fun. There will be some refreshments if I haven't mentioned that. And, you know, it's not one of those long, boring meetings where you just sit there and think, when is this going to be over? We're trying to make it interesting and exciting. And once you become a member of the Friends of Frankweiler, then yes, anytime we go to Germany, people are welcome to go.
And so the only thing that they'll really have to take care of expense-wise would be their airfare?
Airfare. Mm-hmm.
Right. Unless they wanted to do something. Now, when we went, I've only been able to go once, but when we went, we rented a car, and when the group was finished, when the visit was officially over, and went to the Alps, went down to the southern part of Germany, and then worked our way back up through the Black Forest, and it was just fabulous.
How long do y'all stay over there when you go?
Is it 4 nights or 5 nights?
It's 4,
So
I
it's
believe.
less
4
than a
nights.
week. You're
For-
not
yeah.
over there for like
No,
2 weeks or
No,
anything.
and they have every minute is packed with some kind of activity that's going on. And just as we have a Friends of Frankweiler here, their club is the Friends of Cullman.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they
Okay.
have a Cullman plots in Frankweiler, and across from the Stiefmeyer building in that parking lot, there's the Frankweiler plots here.
That's so
It's
cool.
pretty neat.
Bet you hadn't noticed it, had you?
I haven't actually, which is pretty surprising because I catch everything.
Yeah, true.
That's pretty neat. We'll have to go check that out.
Yeah.
So with a group like this and as many trips as you've taken, is there anything that you can say that you've learned definitely from your trip over there that you could bring back?
Oh my gosh, the last time I went, my daughter, who was in first grade, visited the school, and I visited high school, and it was amazing how similar but how different the education system was. I learned some things they do that I think are tremendous, that I wish that our country would begin looking at.
You know, the German people are a real outdoorsy culture. And one night when we were there, they took us up a mountain that's just above Frankweiler, and it was a hunting lodge, and they fed us there. My daughter had turned 10, and they had her birthday cake and all. So it's just great, fun-loving people, and just to get to know them is a joy.
Well, that sounds really exciting. Now, I know that we have a few things here today, and I was wondering if you could talk with us about them.
Yeah, this was the American Forces Network TV guide from July 1987, and they had a little article about the sister cities. And May 24th, our delegation went, and Mayor Jack Sides and their Burgermeister Gunter Stees did the signing, the official signing, and that was in a publication there. And they had presented my mother a plaque that was of some of the events, which the main visit from Friedrich Fleeman and his wife and daughter when they first came over in 1975. And again, I think that was some of the beginnings of getting the understanding to have the sister city, and then a picture of Mayor Sides and Gunter Stees doing the signing in 1987.
Wow, that is really, really neat.
You know, you asked earlier something about the sister cities and what you go through. Really, I think to be a sister city with someone, you have either economic or cultural similarities, things that could bind you together. And now we've really got both with the German industries, even though they're not from Frankweiler.
Right. I know that we have Rehau here, and you know, that's obviously Rehau,
Yes.
Germany. So it's exciting to watch the growth that Cullman has experienced, and then of course while still honoring our German heritage and everything, watching you know, everyone kind of come over because there's jobs available here for so many people. It's an exciting time to be in Cullman. Would y'all agree?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. As a lifelongers with a long heritage of German ancestors who have lived here, it's very good for me to see Cullman growing and growing in such a positive way.
Absolutely. So, just touching a little bit more on this upcoming event, you said it's Sunday.
Yes.
What
August
time?
the 9th, 2 o'clock at the Colonel Cullman home. It's in the basement
Of the Cullman County
of the
Museum?
Cullman County Museum.
Okay. And if y'all don't know where the Cullman County Museum is, you better go because they have some awesome stuff, and they have that great statue of Colonel Cullman right out front.
Right.
So,
And this year during Oktoberfest, we're having a Frankweiler Day that's
Yes.
kind of trying to
that's a great
to
idea.
build that together. It seemed kind of strange to have an Oktoberfest without acknowledging our culture that was involved with it.
Now,
So-
would they be sending someone?
No,
We have invited someone to come. We don't know if they will be able to, but we have issued the invitation. We're talking about, we had a student from here spend a couple of weeks in Germany with the host family in Frankweiler, and we're working on one or two students from Frankweiler coming here and spending some time. But like Steve said, it was just, I think, very appropriate that we do something to build the relationship between Friends of Frankweiler and the Cullman Oktoberfest, since they are so tied in together.
definitely, definitely. Now, where can people go online to find more information about Friends of Frankweiler?
We have a Facebook page. If you're on Facebook, just type in Friends of Frankweiler, and you can like us, and you'll get updates and a lot of old pictures from when they've been here, we've been there, and just general information. But we would love to see a big turnout Sunday at the museum.
Definitely. Now, are there any fees to join? How many times do y'all have meetings?
We meet
once a quarter.
once a quarter.
Okay.
So it's not something you're going to obligate yourself to. And to be a member, to travel. If you want to be a member and just be involved, it's free. If you want to travel, then they ask that you pay a fee.
And that's what,
So
$50
$50 a person.
a person.
And that money
for
is
that year.
used when they come here to provide all the activities, the food,
Just like they do for
everything,
y'all,
just
yeah.
like they do for us.
Okay, wonderful. So they can just go online to find y'all on Facebook at Friends of
Yes.
Frankweiler. And any contact line, phone number, or anything?
You can call Drew Green. He's the secretary. He's at the museum.
Okay.
739-1258.
Yes.
Or call me. You can get me at the school.
Okay.
Or I'm in the phone book. Or Steve, can they call you?
They could call me. The next couple of weeks it's going to be a little busy and hectic, and I'll be out of town for a week. But they can make that attempt, yes. And I'm in the phone book as well.
And Jethro Harbison is the treasurer. So any of us.
Just approach a member and ask.
Just
what-
approach a member.
That's great.
But, in the meantime, if you don't get any of us on the telephone, if you show up Sunday, we'll make you feel welcome.
Well, there we go.
All right, well, everyone, you know where you got to be on Sunday. So there we go.
Well, again, gentlemen, thank you for coming on. We're very honored to have you guys here. We're very appreciative, and I think the whole community is, of you guys bringing the two cities together the way you guys have. And I can only hope that we can be more involved with you guys in the future, try to get more information out there, maybe eventually get one of the townsmen of the other city to come over, maybe get them on the show someday.
We can do that.
Sure.
So, we appreciate it, and if you'll join us again in just a moment, we will definitely be right back.
That's how fast the health information technology profession is projected to grow this decade. That's how much a health information technician can make in the first year. Who will you be? Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycolemantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
And welcome back, everyone. So, I was talking about free food earlier, and the more I thought about it, the more I just decided that if someone does not win free food today, I'm going to be very upset.
Hey, you should be. It's free food. Who doesn't want free food?
I mean, okay, let's be serious, though. There are free apples involved, and I feel like if you're wasting an opportunity to get free fresh produce, then you're kind of, you're a little weird.
That is very true. I will have to agree with that.
Well, we've given you some information earlier. We told you to go check our Facebook page to figure out who the sponsor of the day is. But in the off chance you haven't gotten around to it yet, we're going to give you this opportunity now to call in and let us know who it is. So our hint for you today is which of our advertisers offers a take and bake pizza. And it's not just take and bake anymore. It's take and grill, too. You might not have known that one.
Pretty neat. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Well, if you guys know the answer, call us right now, 256-734-7399.
All righty. Well, in other news, we've got a few interesting things going on in the world today.
Besides Ebola and cell phone outages. So.
Yeah, in the off chance that your cell phone didn't work, here's some stuff that you might have missed.
Yes.
All right, so Baltimore has called in the federal government and more of the Federal Investigation Bureau and such to help with the spike of violence that is going on in the Baltimore area specifically.
Yes, that violence seems to have emerged from the riots that they experienced from the death of that young man that they had in custody. So those seem to have kind of inspired the riots, which seems to have kind of inspired this surprising increase in just general crime, violence, and
it's gone beyond just your average everyday like rioting. It's including things such as looting. They've had over, I think it states here, like $300,000 or 300,000 prescriptions looted from like 14 different pharmacies in the course of this time period. In June alone, I believe it states, their city has seen 192 homicides so far this year.
Yes, and last year, the entire record for 2014, a total number of murders was 208. So here we are, it's 7 months into the year, and they are already at 192 homicides when their entire record for last year was 208. As you can see, things are just continuously growing out of control, and they're doing everything they can to kind of contain that growing situation.
And there's been an alarming amount of people who are arming themselves now. Violence is erupting over the smallest of things in this area, which is sad to see because Baltimore at one point was one of the shining examples of the American way of life, and now we've got it sort of degrading into this scene of violence.
Yeah, the city is of course asking cooperation from their citizens to, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake stated on the matter, if we're not working together, the community and the police together, none of us will see the safe city that we want to see.
Absolutely. Well, in lighter news, there has been some nicer things going on in the community. Everyone might know the actress Zooey Deschanel, and she has finally welcomed their baby girl.
She recently got married, and they have had their first baby girl. The name has not been released to my understanding at this point. And, Zooey Deschanel, if you guys are not familiar with her, she's a huge indie celebrity. She does a lot of those fun, maybe lesser known roles, but she is also the star of New Girl too. So.
Yeah, and there's a lot of following for that. The one that I, as a guy who did not specifically set out for New Girl, if you were a Jim Carrey fan, she featured in the movie opposite him in Yes Man. She was the love interest in it, and that's how I knew her.
I was more of the fan of, I think it's called 500 Days of Summer.
Yes, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, big fans of both of them.
And Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was another one that she was in. That was a good one.
And her sister is actually, I think her name is Emily Deschanel.
And she is the star on Bones.
Yes,
yeah, that's the guy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. So
anyway, we can go on and on.
Congratulations to her and her new family.
Yes.
And I hope the best for all of them. And last but not least, the Cullman County Commission operates on thin ice here with some interesting legal dilemmas that they're going through with this. And we've touched on this a few times, but we're starting to get a little more information in this term.
Yes, and we did. We spoke about this yesterday as far as, obviously, we have Chairman Kenneth Walker, we have Commissioners Gary Marchman and Carrie Watson. Obviously, Gary Marchman is undergoing some health issues right now, so while he is out of the office, Carrie is kind of picking up his area as well, and so there's some legal things that are going on that are very interesting, that are kind of proposing some dilemmas. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that.
And for instance, in terms of situations like this, normally it is a vote system between the two councilmen, or the chairman being the top, and then the two commissioners themselves.
Yes, the commissioners will vote on the topics, but since Commissioner Marchman is not here, Carrie is the only one able to vote, Carrie Watson. So with that sole vote lying on just one man, there's several different things that can be presented as a dilemma from that situation. Some of these are, without Marchman, there is no effective checks and balances to the system. So, that would be only Commissioner Watson's sole vote would be the deciding factor. Citizens of Cullman County are technically not being fairly represented as a proper legal procedural process should be. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it puts a little pressure on him specifically, which again, he's a wonderful gentleman. I mean, we've met him.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic guy. I think he has the direction that people would want to go anyway, but in the off chance, this is something that can be very scary, especially for most people. The big thing is that they have been looking through different ways to sort of counteract this, and a few things that have come into mind is waiting until Mr. Marchman has recovered, but his time returning is kind of up in the air.
Right.
And secondly is they could appoint a temporary commissioner, but the downside of that would be would be a probate judge, and that would leave the one probate judge that we have.
Right, and obviously here on the screen we have Carrie. We have Carrie, and we have Commissioner Kenneth Walker, and we have Gary. So, right there, Carrie Watson and Kenneth Walker and Gary Marchman.
And Mr.
So that's
Marchman,
our
I think,
commission.
is that we have not had on the show at some point.
I'm sorry?
I think Mr. Marchman's the only one that we have not featured on the show at
Yes,
some point.
I think you're right, yeah.
Conditions. But yeah, with everything that's going on, we really think that we will be able to see some light to this situation come to a close fairly soon. I think they're hard at work at getting this taken care of. So we my Cullman Television, we wish Commissioner Marchman a speedy recovery, and we hope that the solution to his problems come fairly quickly. So let's just cross our fingers and hope all this plays out correctly.
We are thinking of him as it's a situation that we're trying to make the best of, and like you mentioned the other day, we are not the only ones to have experienced this situation, but there has to be some type of remedy to the current situation, because having one person be responsible for that vote is not the typical way of doing the procedural doings of the commission. So,
absolutely. All right. Well, now is my favorite time of the show, and this is the point where I get to talk about the weather and hopefully brighten a few people's day.
Or rain their day.
Rain their day out. Again, this is brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, so make the switch to Mitch. Looks like the high today, again, as average, is going to be about 91 with a low of 70. The record high was being set in 1947 at 103 with the record low at 1929 at 53. Sunset tonight's going to be about at 8:10 and sunrise tomorrow about 5:30. Now, we've got some pop-up showers coming towards lower Alabama. It looks like we're going to be hitting the Mobile area, but nothing too bad for us. Now, I do know that we have some slight chances of rain later on in the day, so definitely keep an eye out for that. So we're looking at about a 20% chance of rain with mostly cloudy. Now, it hit exactly the 95 mark yesterday, so 94 today. Look out for that. And again, tonight, 20% chance of rain, low of 72. Tomorrow, we're looking at an 80% chance of rain with a high of 85 because of the cloud coverage, so definitely bring your umbrella. And again, throughout the beginning of this week, we were kind of looking at some light there, further 80s, low 90s kind of feeling. But closer to the end of the week, we're looking at a lot of humidity, a lot of chance of rain with lower night temperatures. So again, guys, definitely, dress appropriately. Make sure you keep everything, dry, because the last thing you want to do is get that cross chill and be wet and get sick, because this is not the time of the year that you want to be calling out.
No, you're totally right.
Well, again, if you'll join us in just a moment, we'll be right back.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
And we are back with our community billboards, brought to you by Pepsi. And we have a cookbook fundraiser with the Women of Faith group, Garden City Church of God. They are selling cookbooks for $12.50 each, and proceeds benefit the church's food bank. You can contact Rhonda Davis or Patsy Kennedy at the contact information on the screen.
And the Friends of Frankweiler, our sister city, their meeting again is August 9th this year at 1:30 p.m. at the Colton County Museum. Their guest speaker is Miss Margot Tanner, and they have light refreshments and door prizes, so be sure you go and visit them and learn a little bit about the town that we are sistered with.
And the BBB Shred Day is Wednesday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the King Edward Plaza. Don't forget to drop off your sensitive documents, old hard drives and electronics, and old prescription drugs. Non-perishable dry boxed or canned foods are also being taken up as donations to the Cullman Caring for Kids.
And there will be a book signing at Dave's Bookstore on Wednesday, August 12th from 4 to 6. And this book that they are titling is Of Goats and Governors, 6 Decades of Colorful Alabama Political Stories by author Steve Flowers. So definitely go by and get a copy of that.
And if you have a community billboard for us, please let us know. We'll be happy to have it. And you can look us up online at mycullmantv.com or send us an email at mycullmantv@gmail.com or give us a call at 256-734-7399. And please don't forget to like us on Facebook at My Cullman Television. And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And don't forget to put in your birthdays for those for that weekly drawing we're going to do on Friday. That weekly winner will receive an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen, and our anniversary of the week will receive a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden.
And if you didn't already know, our sponsor of the day is Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. And again, they have new barbecue pizzas that they are encouraging everyone to come out and try. They are located next to Yogurt Mountain, over next to Heritage Park. And we need you to check us out on Facebook. Let us know what's going on in the community. Let us know what you would like to hear, questions, comments, just little tidbits of information you would like us to know about. We want to hear from you. We are very feedback driven. So definitely check us out. Well, we've had a very interesting day, and tomorrow is going to be equally as exciting. For those of you that don't know, Cullman is very cultural. We've got a lot going on in this town that I think kind of gets pushed under the rug that people aren't aware of.
We're definitely a very artsy community, and a lot of people don't know about a lot of the things that we have going on in the area. So we're very excited to speak to our guests tomorrow and offer up those possibilities for you to get into the art scene.
Tomorrow we will be talking with a representative, and I won't spoil it for you, but from the Alabama Porcelain Painters Guild, and we went and talked with them. And this is a very wonderful interview because this is a man that has done many, many things in his life. So it'll be very interesting for the audience, you guys, to see some of the things that this gentleman has to say. So definitely stay tuned with us tomorrow for that. So it is the end of this wonderful Wednesday.
Wonderful Wednesday. I like that.
Yeah,
good coining there.
Thank you. Wonderful Wednesday.
We're almost to Friday. That's the most important point.
Give the rest of the week some ample time to do some good. Big plans today for you?
Yeah. Big plans, work,
Okay, well, you had me excited for 0.3 seconds, and then you said work.
I'm back from vacation.
Nothing's exciting ever again after that. Well, again, thank you guys for joining us today. I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And everyone here at My Cullman Television hopes you do have a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Dawn